Nuts, said the Queen. If I had two, I'd be king. Nuts, said the King. If I had 8 like these, I'd use them to hold down Sportster cylinders. The first thing I'm going to do is grind a cutter, a form cutter, to match the head of the dome nut that I want to make. I rough it in with the angle grinder and I cut on edge, just because the high-speed steel is so tough. And yeah, Mr. Safety is having a conniption fit. But anyway, that's the way I do it. And here's a short video for those dumb jackasses who make them stupid homemade tools for taking off this nut when you're changing a grinder wheel. Push the button on the top, lock it in, and then all you got to do is grab the wheel. Give it a little twist. Comes right off. That's how you change the wheel on a grinder. After you get the basic shape roughed out with your angle grinder, you can take it over to your CBN wheel and do the final shaping on it. CBN wheel worked real good for doing this. So, after what was probably an excessive amount of finagling, this is the form tool I ended up with. Cuts the top of the dome, the side of the dome, puts a little chamfer on the top of the nut. That CBN wheel worked great for doing this. I've tried grinding high-speed steel and it's not the easiest thing to grind, but that CBN wheel really does well with it, so I'm very happy with that. So let's go make some nuts with it. I got a thin parallel I'm using as a stop for the nuts. I got a dial indicator set up, and I'm going to face this off to the final length. When the needle gets to 0, we'll be at the correct length. So let's face this off and make it the right size. I got that where we want it. I'm going to put a little chamfer on the corners to knock the edges off. Alright, we're going to center drill all 8 of them. Alright, got to drill them all so I don't drill through the domes that I so carefully machined on the other side. I got to stop on the drill. We'll just run it until the drill bottoms out, and that'll be deep enough. This is one of my good taps. It's cutting very nicely. Okay, that's the bottom. I'm going to do just a little cursory buff job on this thing. The intention is not to give them a mirror finish, which I could. You know, brass tarnishes so fast anyway. You know, there's some things a guy just shouldn't do for another guy. You know, polish his nuts is not something I'm willing to take on. You know, if he wants some polish, he's going to have to polish them himself. But anyway, we'll just give him a little buff up. Just a little light luster, a little satiny finish. Seven more and we'll call it done. So what the fuck is up with these brass nuts, you might ask yourself. These are for the 59 XLH I'm working on. The owner asked me to use as much brass as possible. So I've never seen anything like this commercially available. So I went ahead and made them. Going to be unique. Nobody else is going to have something like this. I've also got materials on order to make brass pushrod tubes. And you guys have seen the brass clips with the holes in them and the brass skulls on the pushrod spring cups and shit like that. But I've never seen an entire brass pushrod tube. This bike will have brass pushrod tube covers when it's done. And with this little project complete, you know, and you may be asking yourself, why did I do this now? Well, I got parts on order. I've been cleaning parts, checking parts, measuring parts, and I just am kind of doing little things that need to be done while I have the time to do them. But anyway, with that, I am out of here for today. Coffee cups and stickers, you know where to get them. Links down below. Join me on Patreon if you feel like it. Hey, thank you all ever so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.